Yeah, today's Tuesday. I'm kind of back from Spain. At least I got back to the US. So, yeah, last few days I've been recovering from the tournament. I've been fighting a cold. I've been neglecting to shave. Unfortunately, we're not going to have text to speech for alerts this stream. Actually, I guess I haven't shared this, but yeah, my last title Tuesday, I think which was a couple weeks ago, I finished with 8 points. And that was a good enough score to qualify me for the fair play call, which I'm currently in. So there's a camera behind me, which is slightly out of frame. But I had to join a Zoom call with two separate cameras and just make sure that I'm playing fair. But I need to have like the Zoom call open the whole time, and I'm not allowed to use headphones. And there was a little bit of trouble with like hearing other people in the call, so I think I fixed that. But yeah, my goal today is to try and finish as good as I did last time I played Title Tuesday. I mean, I tied my best ever score. Does this call make you more nervous? Not really. It just makes me a bit more occupied with like just getting everything in the background set up. But it's not too bad, at least thus far. Yeah, I was actually a little bit concerned because right before I started streaming, there was like a lot of noise on the call. So what I did was I switched my audio source or my speaker source to my microphone, so I won't hear anything. But I guess I'll be like they can still reach me if they need to. Oh, 3 Alway says, remember our deal. Top 50 gets you 50 gifted subs. Top 20 gets you 100. What place did I finish last time? How do I check the I don't even know how to check the previous standings. Feels like it's been a while since I've just streamed online chess. Like actually a couple weeks. I do hope people enjoyed the tournament coverage, the commentary, our amazing guest commentators, Jonathan and Gary. It was a super fun tournament. I really got behind with the game recaps. Yeah, I was feeling very out of it. Like maybe midway through the tournament, like my sleep was suffering, and then I don't think it's a surprise I got sick afterwards, but making a gradual recovery. So I don't think I have time for a warm-up game. I did play one warm-up game before I started streaming, which it ended king versus king. I played a happy rabbit. Yeah, let's see the player list. Hans is first seed. Wow, Hans has a high rating. 3162. Fabiano, Fedoseev, Andreykin, Denlaz. Anish is 11th seed. Levon Aronian, Kamsky, I see. A lot of the Grandmasters here. Why do you have a beard? Yeah, I played a very long and strenuous tournament in Madrid, which ended just a few days ago. And during the tournament, I spent all my time trying to prepare and like get ready for my next games. And I sacrificed my time for shaving. I think it was a good sacrifice though. It takes 5 minutes to shave. Do you know how much like opening theory you can learn in 5 minutes? Like sometimes 5 minutes of prep can be the difference of like winning and losing. I even like kind of sacrificed the time spent doing recaps to just focus on preparation. So it paid off in the tournament. I feel like my games were quite good, at least after the first round. Oh, let me update the title. We still have the Chess Mood promotion. For anyone that hasn't like watched my content over the last few weeks, there is a promotion on chessmood.com. You can get all their courses for free. Just use the chessmood command in chat. But for now, let's play chess. I'll actually play the Chessmood repertoire. They have a very extensive course on the Grand Prix attack. Let's play this, d4. So there's a couple moves here. Knight takes d4 and pawn takes d4. Knight takes d4 I think is substantially worse because of bishop e3. And now f5 is going to come very, very quickly. This is still prep. I mean, the idea is whatever takes back, like knight or bishop, I would play g4. And there's issues with f7. And meanwhile, I'm threatening f6. So I actually learned this opening before watching the chess mood course. I'm pretty sure they show this. The Grand Prix is like super venomous, even against title players. I played e4 every game as white in Madrid, but no one played the Sicilian against me. I had a French, a Caro-Kann, a Philidor, e4, e5 against Faustino. Yeah, okay, so this is the best black can get. It still takes some work. Thinking bishop f4, bishop f2 maybe. Also knight d5. Also rook d1. d1 takes. Black is threatening to take in bishop d4, so just bishop f2. Then knight d4, queen f3. Try this. Want to still keep pressure on the clock. Okay. Yeah, it still takes work. Thinking bishop g3. Try and get some trades in. And there's still this pressure on f-file. If queen g5, I have knight e4. And this d5 square is nice for knight or bishop. b7 is randomly hanging. Probably don't want to take that too soon, though. I could have considered this, but probably wouldn't be good to self-pin my bishop. And now the knight's off the board. It should be easier to play. Queen takes b7. And queen takes b7 is now looking nice. Takes. And it seems like black has to defend f7 now. I have 3 attackers. Okay, I still have to be careful. Yeah, that's actually slightly annoying. Takes. Let's start with this. Queen f3. It's also knight e4, queen e3, knight f2 takes king f1. Actually, queen f3 hits the rook. I don't think bishop g3... Does bishop g3 work? Takes queen e3, king h1. Queen f2, queen g2. That should be okay, actually. Yeah, if the rook moves, I have king g2. Rook f8 doesn't work because I take the check. Also, knight e4 is now an idea. So I guess I can choose between knight e4 or king g2. And king g2, I think, is maybe simpler. Threatening rook h1. That move I didn't see, but I mean, just knight e2 up a piece, and I'm going to have initiative very soon. Yeah, this is now force mate. Okay. Pretty smooth game. My opponent walked into some opening trap. Very nasty opening trap. I think there's been like grandmasters that have walked into this as well. Like, especially if you haven't seen this line before as black, it seems very natural to take with the knight. But white just gets so much initiative. And then, yeah, once f5 happens, I think the engine already gives like +1, maybe 1.5. Hey, I'm tied with Magnus. Just see the evaluation. Oh, I thought it would have been more. E takes f5. E takes f5. Knight takes f5. Oh, maybe knight takes f5 is better. That's still very unpleasant for black. I guess I can check my play here. Black definitely has some compensation with this threat of takes and bishop d4. Bishop f2. Yeah, it looks pretty smooth. Oh, Choco is asking, why didn't black take the rook after rook takes f7? But black did. Oh, what if black didn't take the rook? Ah, like if the king moves. The problem if the king moves here, it's checkmate. So this is the only move that doesn't get mated in one. Yeah, because bishop helps control. Some nice coordination with the white pieces. Can we watch a game? The game list. Okay, here we go. Watching a game here. Looks pretty drawish, but now black's definitely pushing for a win. Up a pawn. I didn't get a norm in Madrid, but I still tied for first place. I gained some rating. I think I gained like 12 or 13 points. Had some nice games. There is no prize. No, I didn't win any cash. The only prize was like a piece of paper saying that I took second on tie breaks. But yeah, there is no money. It was more an investment of yeah, trying to just play strong competition, make some content out of it. Yeah, after a few rounds of the tournament, I realized that yeah, I needed to just save my energy for playing and prepping. And yeah, once I recover from this cold, then I'll get back to the recap videos. Okay, playing Eli Wood. Here we go. We have a queen's pawn. I didn't encounter a single d4 in Madrid. Bishop h4 is slightly unusual. Because usually black will play h6, but now I feel like I don't need to play h6. Unless queen c2 happens, then h6 would defend the pawn. Interesting move order from white. I'm kind of just doing my own thing. Like I could play this. If white castles, I think I still have this trap with bishop takes h2. Okay, let's take... I want to play h5. But then knight takes h5. So probably g6, and then... This also supports the idea of eventually knight g7, bishop f5. But mainly I want to play h5, h4. Very common when the knight's on g3. Should also note that, like, if queen c2, I just win the pawn. There might be knight f4 ideas. Probably not. If the bishop were on d3, then knight f4 would be possible. Yeah, so now the plan's to play h4, probably move the knight and bishop f5. And there's knight g5 as well. There's also h3. Honestly, h3 might be... Yeah, might be the move to start with. It is somewhat of a pawn sacrifice. If white takes it, knight g5, h4, knight h3, king g2. Hmm. I have knight g4 in that position. Knight g4. That looks too much fun to pass up. This might be over pushing a little bit. h4, knight h3, king g2, knight g4. f3, I was thinking queen h4. Takes and then queen f2, king h1. Do I have anything? Oh, queen g1 mate in the end. So I'm calculating this, 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 this. If this, I take on f2. If f3, I play queen h4, take queen f2, king h1. White goes for f4 instead. Yeah, my knight might get a little bit stuck. But it's defended by the bishop. Bishop g4 is coming. Bishop g4. If knight e2, I can take, I think. Because knight and pawn are pinned. Queen d2. I play king g7. Just to transfer the rook and support the knight. The knight is kind of stuck, but it's hard to actually win for white. Don't need to play that right away. d7. There's knight a4. Maybe queen d6. Because e4 maybe was an idea, but if e4 now I can take with check. I think this rook wants to be here and the other rook wants to be on e8. Maybe some eventual b5, b4. Bishop d1 might be coming. Bishop d1, I probably leave the tension and play rook e8. I'm fantasizing about knight f2 as well. Kind of a cool move. Knight f2, take. And then h3. Start with this. I definitely want to put pressure on the clock. Knight f2 is no longer possible. Maybe now b5. I got my ideal setup. Pieces are doing things. Now I could play b4, take, and knight e4 maybe. Queen d7. Kind of like queen d7 now. Some eventual like queen h3. Take. Trying to break through. Knight f2 doesn't work. Does it? Queen e7 maybe. Just targeting this pawn. Seems so close. Yeah, this should be winning. With my mate. I think this is simple enough. Knight hangs, but queen g2 is a main threat. Okay. I think that was a nice game overall. I built up the pressure in the middle game. I kept the pressure too. It got weird with my knight on h3. There's a question, have you recorded your 8 out of 11 TT? Well, I scored 8 out of 11 twice. Both were live streamed. One is on YouTube, the other has yet to be posted, because I got busy with Spain. But yeah, we'll see if we can have another good performance today. Okay, so I think it's likely I'll play a high-rated opponent next round, which maybe could be like a very strong player. A lot of strong GMs on 2 out of 2. Oh, G Cook is asking, Eric, did you announce when your next tournament will be? My next chess tournament will be in Biel in July. I'll be in Switzerland. And that's a whole chess festival. And then I'm also looking to play a tournament in Trondheim, Norway in August. Okay, oh, playing a very high-rated FM. Here we go. So I'm black twice in a row. I have a Queen's Gambit. I think with e3, a6 is pretty standard. e6, bishop e7. Knight e5 might be playable here. I'll admit that I don't really know so much theory in this position. e4 might be a move. I vaguely remember queen e7. Oh, e4 is not a move. e4 is covered enough times. There's an idea to play bishop a3. It's one of the points of queen e7. Let's trade off the bishops. I might just keep the tension, play rook c8 and eventually c5. Yeah, knight e5 is played. It seems like c5 is probably the move here. A lot of tension in the position. Pawn tension, knight tension. We have a very similar setup. I have to take this way. If I took with queen, there's takes and bishop f6. I could take with... Can I take with bishop and allow e4? I could take with pawn too. Taking with pawn I think is safer. Knight will probably return to f6 at some point. Rook c8. Watch out for the king side. f6. h4 ideas. Might just play h6. It seems kind of slow, but knight f6 would allow knight h4. Rooks really want to enter the game. Rook e8. And queen d3, knight f8. It's a situation where, like, both of us probably want to attack on the king side. Maybe some knight g6 at some point. Okay. Don't see anything wrong with this. Not sure what my plan is though. Bishop c8. Okay, bishop f5. It's slightly annoying. Actually, I probably have to do this. Takes and queen e6. I have 95 here. I'm getting outplayed. D5, D4. I have to try D4. Really not what I want. Kind of a desperation move. Okay, if takes, I have knight f4. This might actually be working. Where does the queen go? Queen just, no, queen's not trapped. Queen h4. Let me take and play 92. Okay, this is working out well. A6. Take first. Rook d1, bishop g4. I'm ready to take on f3 and take on h2. A6 is hanging. Hmm. What did I do? That's really bad. Still not over. Hmm. Oh, I really messed this up. Okay, it'll be a draw. Okay, wow. Oh. Okay. It had to be one of the longest games of the round. 97 moves. Yeah, I was on the verge of winning that, and then I just hung a bishop. Just, yeah, this is really bad. Or d6. I guess I'm losing the pawn. I was about to hang the rook, actually. Just maybe playable. Like, here it takes, here. Then bishop e2, I guess. Oh, man. Yeah, somehow, like, d4 really worked out. I mean, I found the move based on process of elimination, like, what else to do for black. And yeah, knight f4. I didn't fully calculate this, but yeah, black's threatening 92. White's queen is almost trapped. But the conversion, it's not great. White kept fighting. Yeah, rook d7 would have been... I guess I didn't play rook d7 because white can take with check, but apparently it's okay. Yeah, my watch is charging. I guess I could put it on. It should be decently charged. So I'm 2.5 out of 3. Undefeated. Yeah, heart rate definitely passed 100 that game. Oh, okay, well, let me focus here. Yeah, back to emote only mode. And here we go. I'm playing a 3,000 plus rated player. International Master. And Queen e2. I haven't looked at this in a while. C4 is standard. A d3 or d4? e5 first. As bishop a6 comes. I'm not thrilled with the position. I did something wrong. I'm gonna have to look up the chess mood course on this. Black is getting this pressure. The light square diagonal. I have rook d1, move the queen. Still should be playable. Maybe like b3, develop the bishop. Problem, well, I guess, yeah, bishop b2 should be playable. Just want a complete development. Black's going into d5 with a knight. Probably have to play bishop c1. And c2, knight b4. I'm not sure what to do here. There's knight g5. Really don't know what I accomplished with this move, but maybe some kingside attack eventually. If the bishop trades off, then I'll have the d6 square. I probably just have to move back now. But now at least, like, f1 moving does weaken the position a bit more. I just really don't know what to do. G4. Over defending this to maybe develop the bishop. And g5 comes eventually. I take. Okay, I'll try and weather the pawn storm. g5, knight h5. Knight does defend g2 as well. I mean, black's plan is probably bishop b7, rook g8, g5. Or g5 right away. It might get messy though. d2. Just want to get my rook into play. This pawn's hanging. What to do? Bishop d6 just winning. I have no way to defend the knight. Wow. Yeah, rough game. Really rough position. You never know. Still have a queen on the board. I'm down a bishop. I'm down a minor piece, and my king is getting ripped from its shelter. Yeah, well played. Okay. That was rough. Hopefully some lessons to take away from that game. Yeah, honestly, I was not happy with the position I got from the opening. It was very early c4 move. Maybe I'm supposed to not play f4 and just d3? Thank you for all the beard compliments. Still have to make a poll whether or not to shave. Yeah, Engine just preferred black the whole game, it seems like. Like, even out of the opening. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check the chess mood course on this. They spend a lot of time covering knight d4. I'm sure they cover e6. The e6 and g6 are main alternatives. Is there a specific reason for the beard? I played a long, stressful tournament in Spain, and I had no time to shave. I also forgot to pack like my nice razor. And at this point, I feel like I can't just use like a cheap razor for removing this. My score in Spain was 5.5 out of 9. I have 1 loss, 3 wins, and 5 draws. Beard gives just enough edge to combat the super nice guy chess need vibe? Or chess nerd vibe? Well, thanks for the words. Yeah, maybe I should have stroked my beard more in this game. I had to come up with more wisdom. And honestly, Engine, like analyzing with Engine in this sort of opening doesn't really help. Engine will just spit out moves, but It's more about like the long-term setup. Also, how do I enable multiple lines? 5. There we go. Yeah. Usually when you are analyzing with engine, you should at least see what the overall recommendations are. Wow. I might keep this in mind, like as an option to play for black. Like what my opponent did was seemed quite straightforward. If I play d3 first, let's see the difference. d5. I usually like the setups with f4, but maybe it's better to complete development sooner. Okay, so I'm 2.5 out of 4. I believe we're on break. Is the next round starting soon? Am I dropping frames? Oh no. Oh, I'm dropping frames. Well, why? Maybe it's... Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have enough time to troubleshoot this now. But we were good for, like, the first however long. Almost 1 hour. Okay, next game is starting soon. Back to emo only. 2.5 out of 4. E4 it is. Okay, another Sicilian. We're gonna have the same line. Okay, knight d4 is a bit more common. d6. a4 might make more sense here. The bishop can come to c4. Seems like I lost some time, but probably transposing into some sort of open Sicilian. Or not. Okay, now do I have d4? Probably b3 too. Problem might be d4. Take. Okay, we'll go for this. Looks a bit iffy. d4 and then b5. Actually calculating d4, e5. f4 now. Yeah, a lot of trades. b7's attacked. f5 might be some idea. Take. Keep the tension. This might be hard to win. There's definitely some pressure on black, though. Taking king f1, maybe. We're going king f7, rook d7, rook e7, take, and then c4. We can try and grind the ending. And there's also bishop a3 first. But then king e6. And this is pretty low risk. I don't have to trade immediately. Maybe I will. I don't have to play c4 immediately. Now, yeah, now I probably take and play c4. It's probably a draw, but see what I can do. Actually, interesting decision. Five is coming. Yeah, I think it's just a draw. Might actually have to be careful here. I have to be careful. Okay, chess is a draw. I almost lost that. Was white losing towards the end? It looked really close to losing. Like if black plays, because black has to take. Bishop d4 doesn't work. I got way too complacent there. Okay, how's the stream doing? Sorry if I dropped more frames during that game. Looks to be okay now. I think with every game I'll just record locally. So I'm 3 out of 5. Oh, stream is much better. Yeah, I was happy with the tournament in Madrid. I mean, I came into the tournament with not really having any expectations. Like, I just wanted to play good chess. And I felt like the games were nice. Played pretty solidly, managed to win a few. Question about poker anytime. I did play poker in Madrid. The Kramnik versus Jaspa match was held at a casino with like a ton of poker rooms. So on one of the days, I played some cash games for a couple hours. I bought in for 100 euros and I cashed out for 102 euros. So I made like €1 an hour. Oh, is BC a better move? I mean, it's probably just a draw either way. Let's see, does the engine have a preference? It's just going to say zeros. Yeah. Wonder earlier, like maybe I shouldn't trade rooks. Yeah, rook d5. I was trying to be safe. And then here, bishop a3. Why didn't I play bishop a3? Oh yeah, king e6. c4, rook c8. I guess this is a bit more pleasant for white. What does the engine think about your beard? Stockfish is not the right engine to evaluate my beard. But turn on the eval bar. Maybe it's slightly better. Not sure. I feel like ChatGPT can evaluate a beard though, right? Like with a new version, you can just like use the camera and it'll tell you, or you can ask it to like give feedback about what it sees. Jay Will asking, what were the highest stakes you've ever played live? In cash games, 1-3. Not the highest stakes. I played a tournament with it was a World Series of Poker main event. It was about a year ago with a 5K buy-in. But that was, I mean, the buy-in was covered, so it was a fun event. How was the weather there? Yeah, the weather was fine. It's probably comparable to like Midwest summer weather, at least Midwest US. But the tournament like venue got really, really hot during some of the rounds. And for a lot of rounds, like spectators were allowed in, and yeah, it just made the room even hotter. But I survived. It was still nice to like walk around outside. Okay, so I'm black. Bishop c4. Yeah, this has been somewhat trendy. I think I'll just play g6. Have some kind of dragon type thing. Play d6 and bishop g4. Actually, bishop g4 would just walk into bad things. So I probably have to take and play knight f6. I think I've already messed up this opening. Hopefully it's not too bad. Knight b8. We've maybe transposed into some like Pierce type thing. a6. Problem is a6, a4. Bishop g4, there's knight d4. I'm not thrilled here. Guess I can start with this. The knight d7. Oh, there's knight g4. Knight g4. I just want to trade a pair of minor pieces. With this move, I do prevent bishop, or I prevent knight d4 with my bishop. White's probably going to avoid the trade. Okay, maybe now a5. a5, knight c5. Not pretty. Play e6. There's also e5. I'll try e5. If takes, f-file opens. It's something. Already burned a lot of time. At least the position like is probably pretty clear to play. And black's still probably objectively worse, but f5 getting this very typical King's Indian plan. Trying to calculate knight g5. Yeah, I might have to play h6 first. f5 coming soon. Five can't really be achieved right away. There is knight f4. Yeah, so if takes, the bishop becomes happy. G5. Does weaken F5. Knight might be coming to D4. I have 95. 95 actually looks okay. I'll take with bishop. If knight F5, I take and put the queen on F6. Just retreat. Okay, D5's hanging. There's bishop C4. Does that really work? Bishop C4, queen D8. Could start with queen D6 too. Still burning a lot of time. That move I missed. It's not looking good. It's still playable. I'm probably going to be worse. Okay. The bishop can't move. Rook E7, I have bishop F6. Rook C7, bishop D8 is not possible. That's crazy. This move. E2's hanging. Two seconds. There we go. There we go. Oh, it's not over. Or is it? There we go. Okay. Almost celebrated too early there. Got the win. Was not a clean game, but I'll take it. So I'm 4 out of... What round was that? That was round 6. 4 out of 6. Not too bad. So that's a +2 score. I'm gonna have to look up this opening. This bishop c4. I mean, e6 is probably more principled. I played e6 in the past. Yeah, with c3, then white's taking over the center. And the usual knight f6, I think, walks into e5. I guess, yeah, e6, d5 is still possible, though. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. Blow my nose off camera. BRB. Okay. Got some airborne. Shout out to airborne. Hopefully strengthen my immune system. What does Jonathan think of you stealing his look? I'm just borrowing the look. I'll give it back eventually. I think I'll play up next round. It might be close though. I'm tied for top 100. 103. Oh, not playing up. Okay. Here we go. Play e4. I mean, for Madrid, I mainly prepared an e4 repertoire for white. I might play what I played against Festino, or what I played against Lourinho. I have a Philidor. Yeah, we're still following my game against Lourinho. Yeah, knight c6 like castle. He played bishop e6, f3, knight d7. Or did he play b5 here? To remember. a5. Yeah, I think just king b1. Probably don't mind playing b3. Yeah, a very similar type of game in Madrid. A little bit different. Similar. I was thinking bishop f6 is g5. Okay, now d6 is a bit of a target. Yeah, we could trade into a drawn ending. But yeah, let's keep some tension in the position. H4. This could get sharp. It's already getting sharp. I mean, g5, g6 is the thematic idea. Bishop e3 and f4 is definitely something to keep in mind. Maybe you could have played it right away. Okay, so bishop e3, c5, f4, knight d7. Yeah, if the pawn commits to c5, then it's pinned. That I should have seen coming. I probably have to take with the bishop. Not quite what I want. It's still really interesting. c4 might come. Start with this. Okay, black king's a queen. It's a very nice gift. I was worried about c4, but in a different position. I was more worried that black will move the queen and then play c4. But they were a little bit too urgent to be explosive. Okay. I'll take it. I mean, I could have been worse here. If black doesn't hang the queen. It's still super sharp. Engine says white's a little bit better. I'm not sure if I would have found queen d5. Although queen d5 does make sense, just prophylaxis. Queen d5, queen e2? Bishop d2. Yeah, it looks scary. Okay. Let's see if I had any like clear improvements this game. So I had this position in Madrid. Like, it's one nice thing about having just played a classical tournament is a lot of like opening prep and positions are just very fresh in mind. I played this against Grandmaster Lourinho Nieto, and I won a nice game. I think the game went King B1 and then B5. And he just blitzed out this move. I took it. Rook B8 takes, Bishop takes, and then yeah, I played B3. Just had a nice position. So I'm 5 out of 7, going pretty well. Still possible to tie or even surpass my all-time high score. Almost certainly playing up next round. Yeah, it's weird. The last title Tuesday I played, I tied my best score ever with 8 out of 11. But I'm pretty sure I only played one higher rated player like the whole tournament. I started with 2 losses and then somehow I finished strong. Question about the 960 arena. No, I'm probably ending the stream after the tournament finishes. I might play the second title Tuesday today, depending how I feel. I'm not back in St. Louis, no. I'm back in the United States. I'll make it back to St. Louis eventually. So we do have one more game until break. Couple players with 7 out of 7. Looks like Nihal and Fabiano. Watch one of the final games. Duda against Sarxian. Wait, it's miserable in St. Louis weather-wise. Does that mean it's like really hot and humid? Typical St. Louis summer? Or is it like storming? I have not checked the weather forecast. That's probably a good thing to check. Wow, looks like Duda's going down. White's cleaning up. Big heat wave. Hot and humid all the time. Oh no. Oh, it's not over. Black has an H pawn. G pawn's falling. Wow, this is gonna get crazy. Okay, the pawns get traded. Should still be winning for white. I haven't noticed if they still have the clock bug. Okay, well, black flagged. Yeah, last few Title Tuesdays I played, there was some like really annoying bugs with the clock. It would show like less than a second after making a move, which should be impossible with a 1 second increment. But I don't think that happened this game. In 1 second should also be impossible. Yeah, it looks like the clock times made sense here. Okay. So I'm a half point behind Duda. It's not bad. I've had only 1 loss so far, 2 draws. Looks like still a couple games going. A final game of the round. Oh wow, look at this. Stalemate traps. Wow. Oh, what a funny position. Draw by repetition. Is it actually a draw? King D8. Maybe white can escape somehow. Crazy though. Okay. Back to emote only mode. Playing Grandmaster. Yeah, this name sounds vaguely familiar. From Italy. Here we go. Caro-Kann. Let's play this line. I also played this in Madrid. Using all my Madrid prep. Actually, when I played this in Madrid, it was all based on the chess move repertoire. My opponent played g6. Wait, what do I play? h3? I'm gonna play knight f3. I allow bishop g4, but there is an idea here. It's not the most testing line. Oh, but now g6. Bishop f5 is coming. This kind of foils my plans. Probably just castle. h3 first. Yeah, the knight wants to be on e2. I got tricked with the move order. Issue with the G file as well. Not feeling great here. I probably should castle queenside. Knight should be on d3. So the ideal setup is king b1, knight c1, knight d3. Probably rook g1, and then hold my ground. Yeah, this could be a long grind. I might eventually want to come to f4, get the setup with g3, h4. This is a small issue. Not quite in time. I think I still have to go for this. In g3, f4, take. It's not pretty. h4. What about 95? Let's try g3. If I take on h5, we're gonna have 2 queen d1. I'd have to. Also knight d2 check. King c2, queen f2, queen e2. I just want to play knight d3. It's a 3-result game. This pawn could be weak, it could also be strong. Knight d3. Also knight e2. This actually looks a bit safer. The knights defend each other. Maybe b3 at the right moment. It still looks terrifying. C4 idea. F pawn is passed. It's not looking good. Oh. These horsies are too powerful. Maybe surviving? Ah! I couldn't figure out what to do there. Did I miss queen d8 at some point? I think I had queen... Oh no, queen d8 doesn't work because f2 in the end. I had queen e6 though. Oh, what to do? I was getting crushed and then I was given a glimmer of hope. Hey, thank you, Bach. Benjamin Bach. Appreciate the raid. Yeah, unfortunate time maybe for the raid, but I had chances there. It's like crazy. The position just completely crumbled and then like all of a sudden the knights got clumsy for black. And with queen a3, like black ran out of good checks. 32 knight b4. Oh, I can't take the knight. First of all, it's check, and if I take the knight, there's knight takes a2. And thankfully, I realized that despite my time situation. So apparently, this knight capture is better because then queen a3, there's no counterplay. It's hard to spot though from black. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with how I played the opening. Oh, I'm supposed to play bishop f4 here. Why didn't I play bishop f4? I just like completely forgot the theory. Yeah, this is my game from Madrid. I just mixed up the move order. Yeah, with bishop f4, then there's either bishop g4, e6, or g6. And I have to refresh my chess mood prep. So that was round 8. So we have another break. Give me some time to consume my airborne. So there's 3 more rounds. And if I score 3 out of 3, then I'll again tie my best score ever. I'll try and take it one game at a time. So one thing, for anyone that plays this as white or wants to learn this as white. Also, big thank you to Pawn Nugget, who says, enjoyed the Rucksack TT. Probably saw the video on the Extra channel. I'm not still in Madrid. No, I'm back in St. Louis. Or I'm not back in St. Louis, but I'm back in the US. We'll soon come back to St. Louis. I'm recovering from jet lag, a cold, and the post-chess tournament hangover. So what I was going to say is that for anyone that wants to learn this, Chess Mood has like a very extensive course on this opening. It's actually a nice fit, like for anyone that plays in London but also plays e4. There's a lot of overlap with London ideas, especially if black plays e6. It's just a good version of the London. But if black plays g6, and this is kind of what I messed up in the game, then there's an idea not to play knight f3, but to start with knight d2. And the point is after this, and then take, then white can bring this knight to e2, the other knight to f3, and it's a preferable setup against this structure. Very often, yeah, white will get the knight to d3. London with e4. What did you call this opening again? So this is the exchange Caro-Kann. It's one of the openings that can transform into a London structure. Chasmood's closed course evades the line you struggled with a few games ago. Referring to knight c3 Sicilian. Yeah, I feel like there's probably moments in these games where chat knows the preparation better than me, or can then like just check the Chasmood preparation. And it's a great way to learn. Is like you have a resource around a certain opening, like a course or a bunch of courses in this case. And then with every game you play, you check to see how your play matched up to the course recommendation. Chasmood versus Chessable. So with Chessmood, it's, I mean, they're completely different models. Chessmood, it's usually a monthly subscription. I forget the exact price, but you basically pay monthly and you get access to everything. It's over 500 hours worth of courses. It's really well organized. I mean, they cover not just openings, but basically all areas of chess. With Chessable, it's, I'm pretty sure, just like single courses that you can buy. So like whenever it comes to chess products, it's good to kind of do your research, take advantage of what the free samples are, and see if it's a good fit for you. What are your thoughts on Levy's performance? I was impressed. He clearly worked really hard. I mean, we trained together like leading up to the tournament just a little bit. It seemed like every game he played, like he was in control. But it goes to show how hard it is to get a GM norm. And it's really just a matter of like trying to play at that level consistently and then playing a lot of tournaments. Whoa. Anisha's name popped up for a moment there, but I'm not actually playing him. Yeah, there's a weird bug where like if I watch a game, it will like just start following the player, even though I didn't intend to follow them. Okay, so we have a Sicilian. Oh, speaking of Chessmood preparation, this is another opening they have a very extensive course on. I played this in my final round game in Madrid. There's a lot of nuances with the move order here. Usually bishop e3 is played. Castling. Okay, so this is usually a sign queen d3 is coming. Which I'm happy to see because I prepared this exactly for my final round opponent in Madrid. Rook c1. Rook c1. I think might even make b5 stronger because a2 hangs in the end. And this is going to be very similar to my final round game in Madrid. We might see takes in a3. And I'd probably play queen b8. c5, also possible. I feel like I have to take. There's also bishop c6. There's takes rook e8. Huh. Don't quite remember my lines. I have a feeling this is not the best way to play. e5, knight g4. Probably now queen b8. Have to move the bishop soon. So there's an idea to play b4 and then bishop b5. Should keep this move in mind too. Be threatening mate. Get the bishop pair. The issue might be takes and like eventually knight d5. If knight d5 right away, I'd probably just take and b2's hanging. Let's say bishop f3. F3, b5, or b4. Take. Looks okay. So I'm calculating knight d5, take, bishop f5, queen c4. Oh, wow. Probably start with bishop f5 here. Because once I take, I'll be threatening to take on b2. This could just be a big mess, though. Rook's hanging, knight's hanging. Pawn was hanging. Well, now if takes, I take and hit the queen. Oh, but then I blocked the bishop. Maybe I take first? Maybe it's okay, though. Takes. I think gets trapped. Such a hard position to assess. Yeah, my bishop's blocked, but once I take... I mean, I support the queening square with the bishop. Now I can probably take and play f5. Yeah, this is looking real good now. f4. Okay. It was full domination. Okay. That was nice. It's actually nice to get some prep that I recently looked at. My opponent did take me out of prep after the c5 move. One thing about this line, there's a lot of different ways white can develop. The main idea with queen, like when white has this setup with the queen on d3, is to play a6, bishop d7, and b5. I spent a couple hours like before my final round in Madrid just to try and prepare this as extensively as possible for black. But I have to give another shout out to Chessmood. Yeah, Grandmaster Avati Gregorian like specifically helped me prepare this line. The question, why not 11 knight g4? Yeah, this is a common thing in the especially when you're playing black against a Marazzi bind. This move is usually a positional mistake because white is happy to trade off light squared bishop. In many cases, light squared bishop is white's worst piece. So after takes f3, then I mean it's playable, but white's generally happy to achieve this structure. Actually, in this position f3 isn't necessary. Knight d5. So There's many cases where black keeps the knight and then maneuvers it to c5. Question about queen takes c1, maybe towards the end? Not seeing where queen c1 was legal. Maybe queen takes b1 maybe? Problem with queen takes b1 is takes here. It looks winning, but after takes, the bishop takes an end. And this would be closer to a draw. So I took a little bit of time just to try and make sure I was seeing things correctly. I was happy with this plan, like make loof for my king and then bishop d4. So 6 out of 9. 2 games to go. Yeah, this bishop on a3, it's tricky because it not only attacks the pawn, but in many cases it covers c1 through x-ray vision, especially in these tactical lines. I should check the opening. So in Madrid, I played an opponent who played this move order and then played rook d1. And then I still went for this plan of like bishop d7, b5. But in this game, yeah, it's a little bit different. e5. Oh, I could have played b4 right away. Yeah, I saw this idea later. I just didn't realize it was possible immediately. Bishop b5, trade. Yeah, it looks like black is equalized here. Oh, wow, I'm playing on Draken. Okay, back to emote only mode. There we go. This is unexpected opponent. Like, usually he has many more points than what he has right now. We have a Polish. I'll play what I know against a Polish. And this is basically all of my opening prep. Oh dear, is there some trap here? Knight c6 or c5 also looks reasonable. There's also bishop b3. I think knight c6 makes most sense. Develop, defend, and attack. Queen g6. Point of queen g6 is to hamper white's development on the king side. And I want to play d5 to help my light squared bishop. I do have the bishop pair here. Bit more development as well. Looking at b5. It's interesting. Just queen f6. Huh. I want to make b5 work, but don't think it really works. d4 might be a threat, though. And then there's knight f3. Here. Some weird Scandi type position. I probably want to play this soon and then thread knight d4. Play b6. Play this first. I don't want to play c6, bishop c7. Oh no. Okay, well I have this move. Not so bad. Almost under the piece. I still want to play this and this. Forgot that was hanging. Really? One takes. Should play rook a8. I what to do? I had chances there. Good game. Lose 2 rating points for that. Yeah, GG. Really had my chances. I'm not sure if anything was missed. I mean, obviously knight d7 was missed on my part. Like, earlier, it seemed like I was very close to having tactics. Like, maybe, yeah, maybe this is better. Counterattacking the rook. Yeah, actually, this might be much better. Because if we trade, then the knight's attacked, I'm threatening bishop e2. Maybe it's still close to equal, though. Like, white does have a lot of pawns. Knight b6 is possible. Yeah, it wasn't necessary for white to just sack on b7. He overpushed a little bit. Gave me some chances. Yeah, when he played knight takes b3, I was expecting this. So rook b8 was like almost pre-moved. I should have just started with rook a8 though. Question about preparing for a game/tournament, memorizing a lot of lines. It really depends. Like at my level, the recent tournament I played, I knew my opponents about a month in advance, and I knew what color I would be too. So when you know your opponent so far in advance, then it makes sense to like study their opening repertoire, get a sense of their tendencies, their previous games. I think for the majority of players who maybe play open events, then you want to do more general preparation. Like opening prep is still fine, but also tactics and training games is good too. It really depends on the player and the tournament. Okay, let's try and redeem myself with this exchange Caro. I messed up the opening earlier. Knight f6, bishop f4. So if bishop g4, I'll play knight f3, and we'll play, yeah, I'm going to go into this sort of middle game position. Bishop d6 takes, and then queen e1 is a key move. The idea is to play knight e5. Now there's a case if black plays knight d7, I play knight h4. e5, interesting. I think I have to take out of my prep. There's bishop f5 too. I think I'll just take first and maybe then bishop f5. Black might just equalize with eventually pawn d4. I have 3 as a potential idea. If I take, then takes, and I just lose. Maybe queen b1. I have to be very careful here. So I'm creating the battery. Tension remains between the bishops. I mean, the dream is to just trade and then play against IQP. And black might have some initiative. Wow, everything's hanging. If I take, takes on d2. Okay, now everything's defended. Yeah, knight defends. Oh, there's knight h2. which I kind of overlooked. Yeah. That's not losing, but I'm going to be down a pawn. Take rook d1. Get some initiative. I can still play against IQP. I'm just down a pawn. Queen g5 and f3. I take here. Black wants to play rook d2, but then they have rook f5. Okay, so it's equal material. I think we're both trying to attack on the king side now. I'm dreaming of Anastasia's mate. B2's attacked. I have knight f1. Knight f3 is a bit more active. Play knight f1. Knight g3 comes with tempo. Oh, did I just blunder the pawn? Oops. Okay, that was a hiccup. Yeah, it looks like we're simplifying into some ending. Or I'll probably still be down the pawn, but maybe have some initiative. Rook 94. Defending. Rook e8, I might have queen. I probably don't have queen e1. I have 96. Also trade in rook e1. Let's start with this. Not looking great. Really didn't want to trade queens, but gotta do what you gotta do. Oh no, my rook. Okay. Let's go. Got the swindle. Yeah, knight f5 is really nice. Oh, knight f5 is just winning. That's crazy, like how quickly that turns around. Because I threatened mate. And the rook's hanging, and yeah, black's just defenseless here. Okay. Finished decently. 7 out of 11. I didn't really have any upsets. I did draw the I guess the 2900 that I played in round 3. Lost to DanyKopy, lost to another GM or two. Good tournament overall though. I think I gained a little bit of rating. Now I have a nice palindromic rating, 2772. So, I guess we'll wait for the tournament to finish. I haven't really been like checking the standings so much. There's a point where Nihal and Fabi were both perfect. Not seeing Fabi here though. I'm still in this fair play call. I don't know if there's anything I need to do more. Let me ask. Okay, give me a moment here. This is very new for me today to to be on this proctoring call. I think it was due to my previous performance from a few weeks ago. So let's see my standing. I finished top 100. Might be close. Hey, I finished 92. Also, congratulations, Nihal Sarin winning clear first. Magnus in second. Dimitri Kohler is in third. What's your secret for growing beard? Not shaving. Huh. I just got kicked out of the Zoom call, which I guess is a good sign. I'm not sure if I need to join for the next one, though. I have to send an email. Hey, thank you, 3 Alloway, gifting 25 subs. I appreciate all the motivation and support. Yeah, good tournament today. Like I think the games I lost were quite interesting. Like a lot to learn from. I think all the games were like interesting battles. I'm not feeling 100%. Like I'm fighting a cold and just fatigue from the recent tournament and travels. So I do appreciate everyone tuning in. Before I end the stream, I do want to run a poll. To shave or not to shave? Wow. 89% say don't shave. 11% say shave. Maybe I'll only shave if I hit my peak blitz rating. How about? I'm about 50 points away. And my peak rating is 2814. Not to be confused with 2816 is the number of games I've won on chess.com. No shaving until you win TT. And I might just have a beard for life. Yeah, I will say that, like, generally right after I play a high-level classical tournament, it just puts me in better form for blitz. It's like kind of hard to describe, but everything just feels sharper. Openings are fresh in mind. So hopefully I can keep up like some good form.